before we can get started, we first need to create an account with mintBlue. As a first step, navigate to the mintBlue website. Click on the sign up button and then click on the create an account button. Here you can fill out your details and create a new account. Now you're ready to get started with mintBlue. Step 2. Let's create a new project. mintBlue projects offer a structured and organized approach to managing blockchain transactions. Each project acts as a distinct container, allowing users to categorize and group transactions based on specific criteria or objectives. This allows you to send transactions to your real estate project or your data provenance project to keep data separated. For that reason, each project is assigned a unique identifier you can reference in your code, so the mintBlue platform knows to which project the transaction belongs. On the mintBlue dashboard, navigate to the Projects tab in your menu. Here you can click on New Project, fill out your project name, and fill out a project description. The project description is optional. Once you've created your project, you can click on your project, and here you see the project overview. You can copy your project ID on the top with the fingerprint icon, and there are multiple tabs. You can see the Analytics tabs, you can see the Transactions tab, an Event Listener tab where you can create new event listeners, and finally there is a Project Settings tab where you can update the project details or archive your project. Step 3. Let's send a transaction. Now, let's learn how to send a transaction using the mintBlue Composer. On your right, you can see a screenshot of the mintBlue Composer. It's a user-friendly interface that sits atop the mintBlue SDK. It is designed to simplify the process of composing blockchain transactions by selecting the output types you need. In the image, you can see a data output to submit textual data or a file output to submit a file. This tool helps users who prefer a more visual approach to transaction creation, eliminating the need for coding expertise. By providing a graphical interface, the mintBlue Composer allows users to construct transactions visually. This intuitive design makes it an ideal platform for those new to blockchain technology or those looking to quickly validate and experiment with various use cases on the mintBlue platform. Now let's send the transaction to our first project. To do so, let's go to the Composer on the left in the menu. Select your project, so let's select our first project, and then let's send a data output transaction. You can fill out any text that you want to. You can optionally sign and encrypt transactions. It's recommended to do so. If you don't encrypt your data, then anyone can read the details on the blockchain because it's public. Let's send our transaction request, and you can see in the pop-up that there is a link to a blockchain explorer, and here you can actually explore the transaction. And if you click on the OP return output on the right bottom, you can actually see the data in the output. Let's get back, and now let's go to our first project to see if it has received a transaction. And as you can already see, it has one transaction. Click on the view button, and here you can see the transaction details. You will see a data output which contains our first transaction, and you can also see a payment output that is a change output from mintBlue, which you can safely ignore. Alright, step 5. Let's create an access token. There are two types of access tokens. You can generate an API token and an SDK token. Let's understand the differences. First of all, the API token allows for interactions with the mintBlue API. However, you can't use the API token to decrypt your non-custodial keys, which you need to send transactions or view transactions contents. For instance, you can use the API token to call an endpoint that lists all of your projects or to enable an integration with Zapier. The SDK token is used to initialize your SDK client object. This means that you can now decrypt your non-custodial keys for local usage, such as signing transactions and sending it to mintBlue. Therefore, you'll be using the SDK token in most cases. And finally, let's create an access token. Click on the three dots next to your name and click on Access Tokens. And here you can click Create a Token, fill out the access token name and create a new token. You will see that you get both an API token and an SDK token. Make sure to store both of these tokens safely because you can't retrieve the tokens anymore, but you can delete the token or create new tokens in the future. So, what did you learn in this quick start? You've learned to create an account with mintBlue, create a new project, and send a transaction using the mintBlue Composer, and then explore the transaction in the Project's Transactions tab. And finally, we've created an access token. We will need this access token in the future to send transactions using the SDK instead of the mintBlue Composer. Thank you for completing the mintBlue quick start. As the next step, make sure to check out the SDK Getting Started to learn more about using the SDK to send transactions.